I have been pickling, I have been preserving food, and I'd like to share a couple of my recipes with you today on how I pickle my peppers and my onions. So I'm starting with some white peppercorns, some sugar, and as you know, every ingredient used and their quantities will be listed in the description box below. I also need some salt. I'm using iodized salt. Followed by some distilled vinegar. So we have sweetness from the sugar. We also have our saltiness from the salt. And now we have the acidity, which is a very important component in pickling, from our distilled vinegar. So we combine all the ingredients and we're almost done with the pickling juice. We've combined the salt, the sugar, and also the distilled vinegar as well as the white peppercorns, and I have thrown in 2 fresh bay leaves, and you can substitute with regular dry bay leaves. Now if you do not have bay leaves, you can use any herb of choice, dry or fresh. So set it on the stove on medium heat and let it come to a boil. In the meantime, I am prepping my onions. So I have some pearl, red, and white onions. I just peel them and then I wash them thoroughly. Our pickling juice is ready, so we turn the stove off. I'm also slicing some white and red onions. They will also be pickled with the pearl onions. Now, the pearl onions, they can be a pain to peel. So what I did was I just soaked them in some water and I just added a splash of vinegar to the water, so it softened the outer layer and was really easy to peel them. So just a pro tip from your sister, madame. Now, the pickling juice is still warm and I'm pouring it onto our onions. Just like so, you have pickled some onions. And let me tell you, these babies are sweet, they are salty, and they are sour, and they are absolutely delicious. They will bring a punch of flavor into your salads, into your marinades. And what a brilliant addition these pickled onions, including the juice, would be in a dish such as a ceviche or even escabeche. If you add this also to your fried dishes such as fish or chicken, it will really help to curb the richness and heaviness that fried dishes often present. So these mason jars have been sterilized in some hot boiling water. And now I just transfer everything in there and store at room temperature for up to 6 months, friends. If you sterilize your storage containers properly, and they must be glass, mason jars are the best for this because they have an airtight lid as well. So if you store them in a mason jar that's been sterilized, then you can store them up to 6 months. You can also store them in your refrigerator if you have space in there. Why the heck not? So throw them in there as well, and they can still store up to 6 months in your refrigerator. Done. Now these are stunning, aren't they? Straight all the way up. Love pickled foods because I remember when I was pregnant, pickled foods was one of my go-to whenever I had nausea, and it really helped. So yes, good times. Now let's pickle some peppers, shall we? So I have some salt. I also have some mustard seeds and some sugar. Now I'm going to pour in my distilled vinegar. All the components you must have when you're pickling. Pickling is a form of preserving food. And the acidity from the distilled vinegar, the sweetness from the sugar, and the saltiness from the salt all combine to create that preservative environment for the ingredient or item you are pickling. All right, so it goes onto the stove because we need to bring it to a boil to destroy any microorganisms that could cause disease in there. I have also thrown in my herb of choice, which is some rosemary. That is absolutely optional, so you can use whatever kind of herb you want, or you don't even have to. Okay, all right, so I have some peppers here. These are all sweet miniature peppers, and I'm just removing the seeds. You do not have to remove the seeds, but I chose to do that today because the seeds can offer a bitterness which I don't find desirable, so I take them out. And I cut them into thick rings, and that's all she wrote there. Your pickling items, which in this case is the peppers, can go straight into your mason jar. But while this video was happening, I was also sterilizing my jars. So for presentation reasons, I decided to throw them into the bowl first, okay? Now, my jars have come out of sterilization, and so I'm transferring them straight into it while it's still hot. And just like the onions, they will store the same way, and you can use them in the same manner. Friends, you would love to munch on these just on their own, but they are just as perfect in your marinades, in your salads, in your vinaigrettes, in your salad dressings. Pair them with your fried foods. Excellent way to cut through that richness. And you can also use them in your stir fries if you need a little bit of an acidic kick. Great addition. Beautiful people, I hope you've learned a thing or two and are inspired to pickle something. Make it a great day, friends and family, and have fun, especially in that kitchen. Thank you, beautiful person, for watching the video all the way to the end. Kindly leave me a comment and subscribe down below, and don't forget to share the video as well. Also, watch more videos. It is chop time, and here in Anaba's kitchen, chop time is always yes, friends. So pull up a chair. We are all friends and family here.